Hello and welcome to our 200th episode of The Jet Set. Coming up on today's show, we're covering the headlines that have us talking on Here's This, powered by TravelPulse.com.
And Sandal Resorts Director of Romance is talking to us about destination wedding trends.
Plus, we're checking in with our TJS and Espanol correspondent Juan Alvaran. All of this and much more is about to take off right here on The Jet Set.
Welcome aboard. Are you ready to go? Bobby Laurie and Nikki Noya have your ticket to travel, food, fitness, and everything you need for an on-the-go lifestyle. It's time to Jet Set.
It's time to harvest our crop of travel news on this week's edition of Here's This, powered by TravelPulse.com. The Department of Homeland Security announced that they are once again delaying the date for Real ID requirements for Americans traveling through airports due to the pandemic. Travelers would have needed a Real ID compliant ID card by October 1st, but because it was so difficult for many Americans to get to motor vehicle departments during the pandemic, the deadline has now been pushed to May 3rd, 2023.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, so a little bit of a tidbit. I actually have an appointment at the DMV to get my Real ID card because the deadline was supposed to be October 1 of this year. I booked the appointment 7 months ago.
7 months?
7 months ago.
Okay, people,
and,
listen.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
And, because Nikki doesn't know this, she's about to find out right now. Show 200, everyone. I booked it, and then you scheduled a trip on the day of my appointment. And I was like,
You didn't tell me!
do I tell Nikki I can't
didn't
go?
tell me,
What's
Laura.
more important? Well, now I have till May 3rd, 2023
So we're
to
fine.
rebook that appointment.
We're fine. I feel like everything, passports, licenses, but listen, world, now that we're all getting back on the road and back in the air, take a look at your IDs, make sure your passports are up to date. Remember that 6-month window. Everyone check your IDs and your IDs, because we're getting back on the road and you have to make sure everything's good. Okay, also, you didn't tell me when.
I know, but plus you can still travel with the passport and you can still travel with your global entry card, which I got those.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Lori,
whatever.
I am like booking trips. You know me. I'm like, and we'll go there, and we'll go there, and we'll go there.
200 shows, and now we're getting to the point where she just calls me Lori.
You know what?
Either I'm in trouble or
We've
you're...
been on set for a few hours, and so that's what.
And we'll be right back in 30 seconds with more of the Jet Set.
Okay, for real. When is your DMV appointment?
It's actually...
Ready to plan your next trip? Melody Bostic Brown is here with some fun travel options for the whole family.
According to a recent survey, nearly 2 out of 3 Americans feel ready and safe to go on vacation this year compared to 12 months ago. Family travel expert Melody Bostic Brown.
The majority of Americans are ready to travel again. Visiting must-see destinations and must-do experiences is a prime motivator to take a trip with Wyndham Destinations. We offer a contemporary take on the timeshare model that helps make your stay exactly what you want it to be.
Nearly 3/4 of those surveyed say having access to a full kitchen would make their vacation more enjoyable, making the over 240 vacation club resorts within the Wyndham Destinations portfolio an ideal way to experience your trip.
Vacation ownership offers travelers the chance to explore places they've never visited or return to their favorite destinations year after year. Going from point A to point B is easier than ever before with Wyndham Destinations' portfolio of brands, which includes flagship Club Wyndham and sister brand Worldmark by Wyndham.
Learn more at tryclubwyndham.com.
Every woman will go through menopause. That's an estimated 1.3 million women in the U.S. alone who enter menopause every year. So why is the topic of menopause taboo? Jill Angelo is the co-founder and CEO of Gennev, and she is joining us to discuss what everyone should really know about menopause and how Gennev's digital health platform can help support women. Welcome to the show.
The Gennev Annual Menopause Report is really our listening tool. Gennev is a telehealth platform for women getting care in menopause. And so we like to listen to what women need so that we can improve that care. The last year's report, we published it recently. It's called Menopause Now. We heard from 120,000 women talking about their experience in menopause. One of the alarming statistics we heard was that 70% of women throughout the course of the last year put off their preventative care, things like their annual exam, a mammogram, colonoscopy. And I fear that we're going to see downstream impacts of that preventative care being put off, where we're missing cancer or other diagnosis that we should have caught earlier. And so really, it's important for women to get back to care. I would encourage everyone to come and visit Geneve at geneve.com.
A budget-friendly vacation spot is nearby. Hot Springs National Park Ranger Ashley Weymouth shares what you need to know about the park's 100-year celebration, its legacy of protecting natural thermal spring waters, and all that there is to do and see.
Hi, my name is Ranger Ashley Weymouth, and I'm here in Hot Springs National Park, Arkansas. As our name implies, we do have thermal springs that flow here. All of the water that you see behind me started off as rain that fell 4,000 years ago. And today, our park's mission is to ensure that these thermal springs stay protected for generations to come. This year, 2021, is actually our 100th anniversary as a national park. And so to celebrate, we'll be having events taking place all year long and special themed monthly events as well. Upcoming, we have a Bark Ranger Day in July, a Junior Ranger Day in August, and a Thermal Springs Festival in September. If you'd like to learn more about these events, check out our website, nps.gov/HOSP, or on social media at Hot Springs NPS. We can't wait to see you.
We've got to take a quick break, but we've got lots more of the Jet Set still to come. Don't go anywhere. "2020 may have jump-started the RV travel trend, but it isn't slowing down anytime soon. But how do we get started? Joining us today is Janine Tornatori to answer all of our road trip questions. Hey, Janine.
Hi, great to be here.
Thanks for being here. So what do travelers need to know if they're considering an RV trip this summer? I know you have some tips.
I do. Number one is if you're planning on taking an RV trip or just a road trip in general this summer, is to plan and book now. In fact, some of the holiday weekends like Memorial Day and July 4th weekend for a lot of these campgrounds around the country, they may already be sold out, especially in the popular spots. So don't think that, just because you're going to get in an RV and head around that you can be completely spontaneous. Most of the campgrounds around the country are still requiring reservations. And this year you're going to want them anyway because it's going to be so busy.
Yeah, I mean, we've even seen that when it comes to car rentals, actually. If people are looking to rent a car, even if you're going to rent an RV to go on your vacation, there might be no reservations left to be had because of how popular it's become.
That's exactly right. It's not just about the campgrounds and where you're going, but the RVs themselves, or even if you're going to rent a car, you want to make sure that you can get that and get it when you want it, especially.
Now, when you actually do get on the road and we're ready to get out there, you have an idea for an East Coast road trip?
I do. There's just so many great road trips, but I was thinking about a couple of the more, kind of epic road trips. And one of my favorites is kind of the idea of the historic patriotic tour of the East Coast, which is a really fun one to do, especially if you have kids in tow, to hit some of these popular spots. I mean, you can start wherever you want, but, places like Massachusetts, where you can head up the Cape to places like Plymouth and Boston, and you can even sleep in some of these great RV campgrounds that are right on the beach with the sound of the waves to wake you up in the morning. But then also heading over to DC, where of course, you don't think about taking an RV, but outside the city, there are some great RV campgrounds, and you don't want to miss a place like Williamsburg with all their living history. And then even heading down into Virginia and hitting the Skyline Drive Scenic Byway and heading down through the Shenandoah National Park. There's just so much on the East Coast. Now, my last tip for you is really kind of all about being prepared while you're on the road. So you want to make sure that you're taking all the essentials you need. One of the key things a lot of people don't think about is getting a really good night's rest when you are stopping in those stops, because you are driving a lot when you're on these RV road trips. I would point you to an unconventional resource, but a site called RVmattress.com. I've actually blogged for them for quite some time. They have really great resources and tips for all those necessities that you want to make sure that you have as a family in your RV with you. And also they have some really great itineraries for all of the states around the country and just some of the best scenic byways to hit while you're traveling.
Now, speaking of itineraries, you told us about the East Coast. Do you have any tips for taking the RV out west?
Yes, well, the West Coast is one of my favorite places to RV, especially if you're really into hitting some of the fantastic national parks and just getting out into nature. And there's so much that you could split this into numerous trips, but places like Utah, where you have Zion National Park, a really popular one during summer. Also on the east side of the state, you have Moab, where you get Arches National Park and Canyonlands National Park. Colorado, of course, is a great one for RV trips. One of my favorite scenic byways there is called the $1 Million Highway, with $1 million views. And then heading up through Wyoming, where you get, again, 2 national parks there. You get Grand Teton National Park. And here the byway takes you through Grand Teton straight into Yellowstone. So it's a real 2-for-1 there and easy to do. Idaho and Montana also, so many great scenic byways, national parks. And of course, in this area of the country, there are so many campgrounds to choose from. But again, make sure that you're planning that far in advance.
Janine, these are great tips for getting around the country and taking an RV vacation and a road trip. Where can we go and learn more information about you?
Yeah, well, you can check me out. I'm at theoutsideinsider.com. I have lots of great tips and information on there. And again, I would also point you to those more unconventional resources like rvmattress.com, because their itineraries on there are fantastic.
Well, thank you so much for the tips. I'm ready to hit the road. Our summer break's coming up.
My pleasure.
Just in time for summer's official Memorial Day kickoff, Bob Guiney shows us the perfect getaway destination, our backyards. The summer explosion has begun, and as we begin to open up and expand our socializing a little bit, Bob's got grill favorites, easy refreshments, and outdoor entertainment and games. Hi, Bob.
Hey, guys. Now, as you fire up the grill for your summertime cookout, turn up the heat on a classic favorite with Bush's Sweet Heat Baked Beans. They have that bold blend of spices and brown sugar that we all know and love, but with an unexpected pop of jalapeno heat. They make your barbecues not only beautiful, but will also add some spice. The Sweet Heat combo complements savory hot dogs and burgers perfectly. Now, speaking of favorites, nothing says summer like a great hot dog. And after the year we've all had, we are all ready for summer. In fact, Ballpark Brand is starting a movement to give us all an extra month of summer by moving it up 1 month to May 20th with a #SummerNow petition on change.org. Sign up by May 19th for a chance to win summer swag and get grilling. My family and I will be kicking off grilling season with Ballpark Brand's 100% beef and 100% Angus beef hot dogs. They are delicious. Now, I like to dress my dog with a little bit of mustard, and with 14 bold flavors to satisfy any appetite, Coop's Mustard is perfect for the summer grilling season. Coop's is part of a family-owned business that has been making mustard with only the finest ingredients for over 120 years. Whether you're using it on a hot dog, a burger, or as part of a side dish, it will make a great meal even better. Now, throughout the rest of the year, they're doing a mustard of the month, starting in May with Honey Dijon and Honey Mustard, and in June with 2 of my favorites, Dusseldorf and Jalapeno. Get a 50% discount in stores or online at coopsmustard.com and Amazon now. Now, there's one more great way to add flavor and elevate your Memorial Day cookout by adding a variety of bold, delicious flavors to your burgers, steaks, chicken, and veggies with Lee Kum Kee grilling and dipping sauces. They come in 6 flavorful varieties, including black pepper, sweet and spicy, and triple citrus. Marinate a batch of wings or brush it on your favorite summer dishes. For over 100 years, Lee Kum Kee has been a trusted household brand and a pantry staple, making it easy for us to enjoy authentic restaurant-quality Asian tastes at home. Check out Lee Kum Kee at usa.lkk.com or in the International Food Aisle at your grocer. For more information and great summer recipes, visit dailylounge.com. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Bob.
We've got to take a quick break, but we've got lots more of the Jet Set still to come. Don't go anywhere.
Hello, Bobby and Nikki, and congratulations to your wonderful show, The Jet Set. This is so huge. 200 shows, major. When are we jet setting around together? I would love, love, love to be a part of The Jet Set. It's so inspiring. You're talking to people about travel, which we're all getting ready to do now that the world is opening up. And so it's so important that you guys are out there. Congratulations to you.
Domestic violence isn't a topic that is talked about often, as it is known as a silent problem. Many victims delay leaving their abuser because they can't take their pet with them to the shelter, as sadly only about 10% of domestic violence shelters in the U.S. allow pets. Veteran journalist and pet parent Tamron Hall is here to shine a light on this area of abuse and what is being done to keep pets and people together. Hi, Tamron.
I know personally that domestic violence is a prevalent and all too often silent problem. By the numbers, 1 in 3 women are impacted by domestic violence. 1 in 4 men are. My family, among those, I lost my sister Renata in 2004 to an incident of domestic violence. And I've worked as a reporter for 30 years covering these tragic stories. But it wasn't until 2019 that I learned about the Purple Leash Project and the mission to equip shelters in the United States with facilities to take in people and their pets. By the numbers, 48% of survivors of domestic violence don't leave a home where violence is prevalent because they can't bring themselves to leave their fur family member behind. I've owned pets my entire life. And when I heard that statistic, when I heard that number, I knew I had to do something. So I'm so honored to join forces with Purina and the Purple Leash Project to change that number. By the year 2025, we'd like to see 25% of the shelters in this country equipped to take in not only survivors of domestic violence, but the survivors and their pets. And that means equipping shelters with safe play areas for pets inside and outside, all of those so-called creature comforts that we know we want for our furry loved ones. So that's our mission. And we're asking people to go to purpleleashproject.com/pet month to get more information about the goal that we all have. And that is to make sure that no person has to make the decision of staying in an unsafe home versus bringing their pet with them to a safe place where welcoming arms are there. And throughout the month of May, which is National Pet Month, and we're celebrating all that unconditional love that they give us, we're asking that you keep an eye out at your local pet store for specially marked Purina products that highlight the Purple Leash Project. By the year 2025, 25% of the shelters we know, if we all pitch in together, will be equipped to take in these pet family members along with people who want a restart in life. So I'm happy to support my Purple. I'm happy to have you join in this mission that I know we can accomplish together. Already since 2019, Purina and Red Rover provided $300,000 to shelters, some 21 shelters in the country who are now equipped to take in survivors and their pets. So it's something I know we can do. It's a difficult conversation, but the uplifting part in all of this is that when we join forces, we can change the future for so many. So I look forward to you joining me. I look forward to seeing pictures of you on social media with your pets, rocking your purple with the hashtag Purple Leash Project. But most important, I look forward to seeing the smiles on the faces of the survivors that we will all be able to help together.
Thank you, Tamron. Feeling excited for travel this spring and summer? Travel expert Amanda Norcross joins us with travel trends and her sweetest destination for families.
I'm Amanda Norcross, a travel trends journalist and expert. One of the top travel trends I'm seeing for this summer is road trip travel, with 3 in 5 Americans planning to take a road trip within the next few months. Multi-generational travel will also be huge, with many of us reuniting with grandparents and other extended family for the first time in more than a year. Now, one of the destinations I'm recommending is Hershey's Chocolate World, especially because it has so many new and exciting things going on for a limited time this summer. Some of the exclusive offerings include new ice cream shop bars inspired by favorite flavors such as birthday cake, beer and wine and chocolate pairings, and a Reese's Stuff Your Cup experience where you can stuff a giant Reese's cup with things like pretzel bits, chocolate chips, sprinkles, all kinds of treats. For more information, go to chocolateworld.com, and if you can't make it to the Hershey location, check out Hershey's Chocolate World in Times Square and Las Vegas.
We've got to take one final break, but we'll be right back with more of the Jet Set. Don't go anywhere. I can't believe I've said that 200 times. That is so crazy.
Hey, Bobby, Lori, and Nikki, it's Sherry Shepherd. I just want to congratulate you on your 200th show. Being in TV, we know this is hard work. You make it look easy. So I just want to say congratulations. I'm sorry you didn't get to make it on The View, but that doesn't mean you're not. So I just wish you all of the best, and the Jet Set even goes bigger than what you even thought.
Welcome back. This week marks our 200th episode of the Jet Set. I cannot believe it.
Me either.
I can't believe it. Looking back on the past 5 years, what has been the highlight for you, my darling?
Sitting next to you.
Oh, we've had some fun, haven't we?
We have had a lot of fun. But then the fun has also extended off air as well.
So much so. I mean, we're family now.
Yep.
Absolutely. And it's also, I mean, we're a family, and also now that we're back traveling again, it's reminded me that the best thing about this is always how much fun we have when we're on the road. All of the things, the people that we meet, all the amazing food we get to have, and just being on trips.
We get to do some really interesting things.
We really
Sometimes
do.
they work out really well.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't.
Sometimes they really don't. No, sometimes they really do. But we
and
made
you don't
it.
see those. You don't see that side
Brad,
of it.
thank you for editing out all of those things.
So
but
I already know the answer to this question, but what's something you still want to do on the show?
you know what the answer is.
You just want to go to Iceland.
Yeah, I mean, the world melted, and I was so close. I was so close to being there. What's yours?
That's a good question. I really want to go to Australia. We haven't been there yet. And
All right, let's
so,
go.
Last question. Are you ready for 200 more?
Hold on.
Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye,
Thank
everybody.
you for watching.